Am I the asshole for not wanting to raise my non-binary daughter's baby? My daughter came out to me at 16 and said she was non-binary, but only sometimes. Like some days she would feel more male than female, and some days she would feel like neither. She wanted me to ask her every day what day it was and then refer to her as that pronoun of the day. I told her that wasn't going to fly. Growing up, I spent a lot of time on LiveJournal during the old Bun Self and Zen Self and Zur Self days. People who think this is new to this generation are fooling themselves. I told her that I would call her the pronoun she wanted and do my best to remember it day to day, but she was going to have to tell me what she wanted for that day. I wasn't going to play a daily guessing game. This went on for about a week or two until she finally seemed to grow tired or bored and just said I could call her her. Though she still identifies as non-binary. Fine. At least when it was going on, she wanted she, he, or they. I'm sorry, but I couldn't have done fox self or fox them with a straight face. So that's the pronoun story, and looking back where I think things started to go off the handle. Here's my real question. My daughter is now 18, pregnant, and seems to have lost her goddamn mind. Or I'm an asshole. You choose. This year has been a struggle. She wanted to take a year before she goes to community college, but can't keep a job. Apparently, retail situations are too phobic against her non-binary state. My child looks slash acts slash dresses exactly as a young adult female, by the way. When I asked how people are being phobic against her, she gets as prickly as a cactus, so I really don't know the details. She's been through 4 or 5 jobs this year. Quit all of them. She won't consider call centers that aren't face to face because she doesn't like to talk on phones and is apparently looking for a remote job without any luck. She's been unemployed since Thanksgiving. She quit her last job on Black Friday, in fact, and I was on the verge of laying down the law, telling her she either needs to go to school this upcoming semester full time or get a full time job or move out with her friends. But now she's come to me and she's 5 months pregnant. She's very angry at me, says it's all my fault because I didn't put her on puberty blocking hormones when she came to me 2 years ago. She believes I am, in fact, trying to feminize her by getting her birth control, the pill. She's been throwing her prescription away. This is where I might be the asshole. I called her a little idiot. We don't use that sort of language in my house, and I never call people names, especially my own child. But at that moment, I could just see red. The hormone thing is a non issue in my opinion because this is the first time I ever heard of her wanting hormones. What was I supposed to do? Go back in time? As for the birth control, it's also the first time I'm hearing anything about this. There are non pill options that don't have estrogen. If that was her want, all she had to do was ask, and I could have driven her to a doctor myself. Or she could have taken the car as she has and done it. She has her own medical card, even. Though, to be fair, I don't know how she would have managed the copay without a job. I know for a fact her high school gave out free condoms like candy because her friends were always giggling over flavored sample packs and even blew a few of them up like balloons and left them around the house one time. She had all the birth control she could ever want and used none of it. It gets worse. We're way past the date of abortion. Again, I would have helped her if this had been her wish. We live in an abortion protected state and can afford it. She's known she was pregnant since about 2 months and has come to think of the baby like a sibling. She expects me to raise it as if it was mine.
Ugh.
That this is my duty. In fact, because she says it was my refusal to accept her non-binary state that led to her being pregnant. So she was going to get a brother or sister, and I was going to have another child. You can say my language grew sterner to versions of get your head out of your ass and congratulations, mommy, you have some hard decisions to make. And I said I would absolutely not raise her baby for her. She also refused to say who the father was. Now that I've cooled down, I'm really hoping she has a secret boyfriend. She does have some friends who were born male, but now also don't identify that way. We didn't even get there as I lost my mind when she said she thinks of her baby as a sibling and wants me to raise it like my own child. She's locked herself in her room, loudly wailing. I feel like crap warmed over. She's been in there for 12 hours, and as she has an attached bathroom, probably won't be coming out until she gets hungry. Considering it's been half a day, I think she has snacks stored. I also don't know where to go from here. Being pregnant sucks and messes with your head, so I'd like to blame that and the fear she must be feeling, but I have a bad feeling I either raised a spoiled brat or someone with an emerging personality disorder. So I need to know from people who aren't emotionally involved, or maybe some people who are in more tune with this whole non-binary thing than I am. What do I do to help while making her responsible for her own child? How can I help my daughter accept she must do basically the most feminine thing you can do, give birth and possibly breastfeed, while being sensitive that she's non-binary? Am I just a big asshole here? Typing this all out feels like my daughter is lost in crazy town. I'm still not raising her baby, but at one point do I drag a legal adult to the hospital?
Damn. Oh my God. Why are you putting me on the spot here? I can't give advice for this. I'm not qualified.
Am I the arsehole for wanting to give up my son after discovering he isn't mine? The situation is nothing short of a cluster. I'm angry, depressed, and sad, and I don't know what to do. I, 32 male, am shattered and don't know where to turn. My wife passed away last month, only 7 months after giving birth to our son. She developed peripartum cardiomyopathy, a rare and severe form of heart failure that can occur in the months following childbirth. Despite the doctor's best efforts, she didn't survive. Losing her so suddenly has left me heartbroken and in a state of constant grief. 3 weeks ago, my wife's best friend came over to visit. She was visibly nervous and eventually told me she had something sensitive to share. After some hesitation, she revealed that my wife had confided in her that she'd been unfaithful around the time our son was conceived and that there was a chance he might not be mine. I was stunned and angry. My wife's best friend was telling me this only weeks after my wife's death, and it felt like an attempt to tarnish her memory. I couldn't believe it. I told her to leave and not to come back, convinced she was lying or trying to shift blame onto me somehow. The whole thing felt like a betrayal, and I tried to push the thought out of my mind. But once the idea was planted, it couldn't go away. I kept wondering, what if she was telling the truth? After days of tormenting myself with this possibility, I decided to get a DNA test. It wasn't an easy decision. I felt guilty for even considering it, but I needed closure. Yesterday, the results came back. My worst fears were confirmed. My son isn't biologically mine. Now I'm in turmoil. I loved my wife. I wanted to believe that our son was a piece of her and me together. But knowing he's not biologically mine has left me feeling lost and betrayed. I keep looking at him, trying to feel the same bond. But the pain of my wife's infidelity is so fresh, and I don't know if I will ever be able to move past it. I feel awful for considering it, but I don't know if I can raise him on my own. The betrayal I feel is overwhelming, and I don't know if I'm capable of giving him the love and care he deserves. It's breaking my heart, and I feel like a failure, but I also feel I'm not equipped to give him the life he deserves. Am I the arsehole? I hadn't thought of contacting the friend, but I will now. The replies have really solidified what I have been feeling. The child is innocent, but I don't think I'll be able to love or care for him as well as I should. Informing the family will be my first step, then contacting the AP if possible. Adoption is going to be my last resort. Many of you may believe I'm a monster, but put yourself in my situation. I hope you all understand. So I called the friend. I apologized for my behavior, but also asked why she did not inform me as soon as she knew. She said her loyalties laid with her friend more than me. Okay, fine. I asked her about the AP. She says she doesn't know as it was a one-time thing. Apparently, it happened during her work time, whatever that meant. And during daytime, she'd been told. I mean, I'm not fully understanding, but it seemed like she fucked a guy when she was supposed to be working. Many of you are suggesting I go through her phone or social contacts, but I don't know any password. I never doubted her. We weren't controlling of each other and had and gave plenty of privacy. The next step is informing the family, both mine and hers. I'm adding another thing. I don't hate the baby. I'm not so deranged I throw him out of the house. Whatever happens, happens according to procedure. I'm not going to instantly abandon a kid just because he isn't mine. Update. Thanks to everyone who reached out with advice and support. I didn't get to respond to every message, but I truly appreciate it. After finding out my son isn't biologically mine, I decided to tell both the family and my in-laws. The family was shocked and angry about everything, but they stood by me. My in-laws were also shocked, but didn't believe me at first. They asked to see the DNA results, and after seeing them, they suggested we do a second one with both families present, just to be sure. They said if it is confirmed he isn't mine, my late wife's sister, who has a 4-year-old daughter, would adopt him. And I would take my name off this birth certificate if I wanted. I agreed and we did the test yesterday. Results should come back in about a week. Honestly, I'm relieved with how things are playing now. There hasn't been any drama and everyone has been understanding. I've also talked to a lawyer who said getting my name off the certificate should be straightforward with the test results. Thank you again for all your support and those who offered to adopt him. I'll update when I get the final results. Final update, baby's gone. The results came back 2 days ago. As expected, I'm still not the father. By the time the results came in, I had already packed up most of the baby's things. My mum was staying with me, helping take care of the baby and keeping me sane through all of this. This morning, my late wife's parents, sister and brother-in-law came to pick him up. The handover was smooth except for a snarky comment from my wife's sister. She said I seemed too eager to let the baby go. I didn't respond. There was no point. But that stung. Despite that, my in-laws, her parents, were supportive throughout and told me no contact would be best for everyone involved. I agreed. It was painful, but I think it's the right choice. I hugged them goodbye and they left. They're good people and I'll miss them. Now the house feels empty. Our mum went back home today and will return tomorrow to stay for about a week until things settle. Honestly, I feel relieved. Call me what you want, but I'm finally breathing again. The whole ordeal has been exhausting, but knowing I can start fresh feels like the weight off my shoulders. As for my wife's belongings, I gave her jewellery to her in-laws. They didn't want anything else except a few trinkets and pictures, so they told me I could sell or donate the rest. I haven't decided what to do with it yet, but I'll figure it out. I didn't respond to comments on my last post because the hate was overwhelming and I was exhausted. My DMs were flooded with some of the vilest messages imaginable just because I chose not to raise a child that isn't mine and conceived through infidelity. To those who supported me, thank you. Your words helped me make decisions I wasn't confident about before. To those who criticized me, I appreciate the perspective. Even if I didn't agree, it made me think. For now, I'm taking a break from dating and focusing on myself. Maybe I'll buy a bike and get back into riding or hit the gym again. I just need to move forward. Thanks again to those who took the time to support or challenge me. It's been a hell of a journey. And that's it.
Whoa.
Wow.
That was
He did
huge.
the right thing.
Yeah.
He did the right
He did the
thing.
right thing for him.
Yeah,
He did.
Some people would
same.
keep, some people wouldn't.
But he also said he's not in the right. He alluded to his life not being set up for the baby and not being ready to basically be a single parent. So
Yeah.
he did the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did the right thing. I don't know why he's getting hatred. Like, I don't think people understand the gravity and the impact growing up with someone that hates you or resents you.
How do I approach the topic of household chores with my boyfriend?
Oof.
I, 23 female, have been with my boyfriend, 27 male, for 2 years. We have a 4-month-old and I have a 3-year-old from a previous relationship. We both work full-time and split finances 50-50. I do almost all of the cooking, picking up toys, dishes, laundry, vacuuming, and any other deep cleans of the bathroom, kitchen, etc. He will do the dishes maybe once every week or two, and he takes out the trash. Before returning to work from my maternity leave, I talked to him about needing more help once I go back to work. He agreed. Now that I've been back to work for a few months, he is definitely not stepping up like I need him to. On several occasions, I have stayed up very late into the night just doing dishes trying to keep up. I understand that he works earlier in the morning than I do, but even on his 3 days off, I feel he does not do his fair share. So I spent my 2 days off playing catch up, and I never feel rested anymore. I dread going into work, and I feel like I never stop moving from the moment I wake up until my kids are asleep. I've tried communicating that we, quote, need to have a serious talk. I need more help. And he got defensive and said things like, okay, mom, I just don't know what to do. How do I approach the topic of a move even split without seeming like a nagging girlfriend?
Mm. The okay mom comment would set me